I get introduce it, Ari. Start it. We can talk. I'll bring the topic back up.
How's it going, guys? This is the Sticky and Stone podcast with the crew. We chilling on a Friday night, about to start it up real hot.
Lame.
Lame.
Yo, it's your boy Garth Mall.
I thought you were about to say Garfunkel.
All right,
No, dude, Garth Mall.
all right. This episode of shitting on Ari has ended, and now let's actually talk about.
Yeah, that looks like Darth Maul would be in the Clackin' Night Joe music video.
Dude, this is Garth. You know Garth Brooks, bro. This is Garth Mall.
Ooh.
Yo, remember the line dancing that we would learn in school? That's what it reminds me of.
All right.
Ari always got stuck with a male partner.
Dude, there was never partners. It was just
It
us.
wasn't really
all
stuck,
in
it was
line.
by choice.
It was just us in a line in like a gymnasium, and like they were playing like country music, and they forced us to like.
You always like stood across from a guy.
No, there was no across. We were all in a line. That's why it's called line dancing.
So
All
you
right,
put yourself in
so-
between two guys. You
So
were
on the
holding two
topic
guys.
of music, if we
I had no
ignore
choice.
Max's and Ari's debacle here, on the topic of music, what would you guys? What are your guys' some of, like? What do you guys think is the best solo in the history of music? In your opinion? I mean, I would start, and I think it has to be. I think personally, it's the solo Eddie Van Halen did on "Beat It," and the fact that he got paid with a case of beer and didn't even ask for royalties on that song. It just makes it like it makes it even so much more legendary, you know.
Dude, Ari's solo. He's talking about masturbation. That's Ari's best solo ever.
I thought we were done
Beat
with that.
it, beat it, beat it.
Telling you what
to The thing is, usually it looks like it's solo. But what people don't know is there's another man in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, damn! Shots fired.
Correct.
What is that? A stormtrooper doing target practice with a Meeseeks? Oh my god. That's gonna be forever.
bend your knees.
Have a firm grip. It's all about the grip.
All right,
No?
so what happened with this music thing? I don't know what happened. It seemed like it fizzled out.
It seems like you you took it off track when you said.
No, what's your favorite solo, Aaron? Come on,
No,
you
but,
must
like,
have one.
Dude, it's not even the same. We were just like talking just now. But then
Well-
when we tried to turn it into like a, hey, let's talk about this, then it's like it doesn't, you know what I mean?
Well, if we're talking solo, it doesn't have to be just guitar, right? It could be like a vocal.
Yeah.
If it's vocal, it ain't no fun if the homies can't get none. Shout out my boy Nate Dogg and Snoop. Killing
It's not
Okay.
a solo.
It's the best,
It's
that's
a
the best
song at
chorus
this
ever.
point.
That's the best chorus ever right there.
Yeah, one of the best choruses for sure.
Okay. Some classy taste.
Yeah, for sure.
And solo, I
LBC,
think
baby.
guitar. What was that? Was it like 1960 something or 70s? I don't know exactly the year. I think it was Carlos Santana on acid in was it Lollapalooza or something? Dude was Woodstock. Yeah, the guy was going ape shit. I don't know the faces he were making.
Dude, my boy's crazy.
He
My
just
boy
sold
Carlos
it.
is crazy, bro. Especially on that acid.
Dude. Oh my god. That's insane.
It's got to
Could
be
you
that
imagine?
or like SpongeBob when he's walking with the pizza.
We're riding the boulders for miles.
Yeah.
Pioneers used to do this all the time.
Wow, Ari. Just killed it.
What do you
That's
think?
what I
Aaron?
do.
Yeah.
What is your favorite solo, Aaron?
It's probably from like Pink Floyd's "Comfortably Numb."
Ooh,
So
okay.
David Gilmour.
That is definitely up there too. That's a very
I don't even know
memorable one.
which solo in there. I think the first one is probably like the best. Not the second one fades out. I'm pretty sure.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's incredible. You know what's really interesting about how he writes music too, right? Like most of his solos like are not like he didn't write them. He just pulled them out of his ass in the recording studio. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like,
Damn.
yeah, that's why they're always different. If you notice, "Comfortably Numb" is the only one that he keeps kind of the same because it's the only one that he like semi-wrote. Like everything else, he like basically like came and just
Improvised.
yeah.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
You know what's something weird that I once heard? I don't know if it's 100% true, but I was being told by somebody who likes Fleetwood Mac. I'm a big Fleetwood Mac fan. Apparently, they all didn't like each other. They just knew that when they came together, they made great music, but they really didn't like each other. Like none of them did. They all disliked each other.
Dude, my
They
cat
kinda
just
have that
bit
together.
me. You don't do that.
Hey man, some of the great bands broke up after just a couple of years of touring together, and that's just because sometimes the combination of talent does not mean the egos combine, bro. It does not mean the egos can collaborate very well
I
together.
mean, Fleetwood Mac killed it over 3 decades. I mean, this is like the only other thing I can really think of that killed it over 3 decades. I killed it. Like you have people like Metallica, all right. Like okay, in the 90s and 2000s came. I guess some people listen to them, and like 2010 people listen to them, but it's not like Michael Jackson and Fleetwood Mac. I think are the only two who actually killed it over like several decades. They were like top 100 Billboard songs. It's just pretty crazy.
There has to be more than just them too.
Yeah.
That's all that I know. There might be others, but like it's pretty crazy. Fleetwood Mac, I know 70s, 80s, 90s, and then you have like Michael Jackson. I think same time period.
I mean, I think Guns N' Roses too probably would be somewhere up there.
Guns N' Roses, like they were
Is
only
that
big,
another hair
really.
band, right?
Yeah, but like I don't know, they were more big like in the 80s and like the beginning of the 90s. After that, it kind of fizzled out. They like broke up and stuff too. They
You know
broke
what's
up earlier
crazy?
than
That I think that like grunge was kind of like the ending of rock being like cool. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
in terms of like it's still being mainstream. Like grunge was like the last era of like rock and roll actually being like on the mainstream. Since then it's just gone rap. Like that's it.
Yeah, bro.
It's gone rap and
Yeah, dude.
EDM for sure.
That was the last time white music was cool.
Dude, we just listened to Suicide Boys, you know, like, yeah, kill yourself.
You know, the great 666 and you know the great 8.
Just driving my red pickup truck like everybody get the fuck up.
You're right. It's like every song you connect them to a battery or something, right? Like it's just getting electrocuted.
So my favorite solo is
I was
definitely
gonna say some Suicide Boys right here.
it's "Tender Things" by Bill Withers.
This guy's a legend.
What you
Shout
guys?
out our boy Billy.
You guys trying to shit on Bill Withers?
Hell no, bro. Bill Withers he shits on us for breakfast, bro. Dude, I bet his head tastes sideways.
What does that even mean?
Dude, that was in the Kuhl video, bro.
Oh my god, you want to get into the Kuhl theory?
The Kuhl theory? Yeah, why not, bro?
Do you guys know what the Kuhl
Explain to
theory
everybody.
is?
What is it?
Well, I mean, it's hard to explain. It's easier to just show.
perhaps you should share a screen so that the audience knows as well.
Am I able to show this? I mean, this is like completely
Copyrighted?
No, it's like original content, and it has like a robotic voice. So yes, no.
I think
You can probably show 10 seconds of it and it'll be fair use. As long as it's not more than that.
All right.
so.
Fair
Pick like a good 10 seconds. Like just start off at the beginning and see what happens.
All right. Maybe I'll just do 20 and be edgy because whatever. All right.
Hey, we're
fellas.
commentating on it, so it's fair use.
Yeah, we're not claiming it as ours, YouTube.
It is
Right.
not ours. We shall
Try
link
not
them in
to,
the description.
Try not to dox myself right now.
Why? What are you gonna do? Like post your IP on Reddit?
No, I
No,
had
dude,
my
always like
email.
one of those dudes, man, that you work with, bro. There's like, please don't step behind the counter if you ever get hired, man. There's a liability, bro. The fuck is happening?
I had my email showing. Are you retarded? Okay.
No, this guy actually had his SPH humiliation up.
Harry, why don't you put out your social security real quick?
Are you already put on the video? We're just talking over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
hold
don't
up.
see it. It just says Arya started screen sharing, but I can't see it. I don't know about anybody else.
I'm
There's
the
nothing to
wait.
see. It's just audio.
Wait, hold up. I have to share the sounds too. I forgot to do that. All right.
Let's make the cule a unit of measurement. One cule would be one level of abstraction away from the reality of a situation. For example, you ask me for a hamburger. At 1 cule, if you asked me for a hamburger and I gave you a raccoon. At 2 cules, if you asked me for a hamburger, but it turns out I don't really exist. Where I was originally standing, a picture of a hamburger rests on the ground. At 3 cules, you awake as a hamburger. You start screaming only to have special sauce fly from your lips. The world is in sepia. At 4 cules,
No, man, you should.
why are we speaking German? A mime cries softly as he cradles a young cow. Your grandfather stares at you as the cow falls apart into patties. You look down only to see me with pickles for eyes. I am
now
singing
stop
the
it.
song that gives
Pickles for eyes. That's how you end it right there.
I just lost 10 brain cells watching that.
So it's like levels of abstraction of reality.
I didn't get the point.
It's a unit of measurement.
You didn't get the point, Max. At 1 cule, I explained to you what the cule video means. At 2 cules, I slap you in the face. At 3 cules, Ari goes into my nostril and it starts digging for gold. It's like that kind of shit, bro.
It's abstraction
It's like-
from reality.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Yes.
That makes sense. It's like a degree of exaggeration.
You're saying that 4 cules, I could possibly be a bird.
Yes.
Oh, dude,
Yes.
you're a bird that eats human shit instead of worms.
Wow.
Wow.
Sounds like an interesting universe.
And then you feed the human shit to your babies as well. You regurgitate it. Look at Leor Basin, bro.
And then you wake up to realize that you're
Aaron
actually
just
a
doxes
birdman. You're Birdman
You're bird
flying through the
person.
sky.
It's bird person.
Okay, so then after that, you're like in a reality TV show trying to figure out if your life is actually a lie.
And your name is Oprah, and you have a wig for hair.
Yeah, and you're under house arrest, but nobody's supposed to know that.
And that's why I give you a fish fillet from McDonald's and you realize that you
This
actually
isn't a
gave
hamburger.
Well, if we're done,
I give you a hamburger, you give me a fish sandwich.
Which magically becomes a hot dog.
See, there you go. Now
And
Max is getting it.
and 4 cules that hot dog's up Ari's ass.
Yeah.
Dude, at 4 Qs, Max is camping out inside of Ari's ass, the tent and the fireplace and everything, bro, and he's just eating hot dogs.
Yeah, bro, you're but a sizzling hot dog on the skillet of a campfire in Ari's ass.
Which is actually representing the galaxy.
At which point, Ari's technically inside of his own ass. You understand?
See?
Because we are the
Yeah.
universe.
It's just like a dick sucking itself, you know?
Nah, that's just
It's like an infinite loop.
Yeah, that's just when you have that foreskin action.
Oh, this kid just walked away.
I think the cat keeps biting him.
No, Ari just wants to be like the Godfather, sitting there like petting something, you know, like he's just trying to be like, I'm a mafioso.
What you stroking there?
My pussy.
We always knew you had one.
Dude, she's whining in the background, so like
Bro, at 2 Qs, you and Casey have a conversation.
at 3 Qs, I realized that Casey isn't actually a cat, but my mother in the afterlife.
At 4 Qs, Casey's paying rent, and you're living in her house.
Ooh,
Ooh, that
there
would be
we
fun.
go. Dude, at 5 Qs, Casey's running an underground meth lab, and you're her assistant.
At 6 Qs, Ari's her drug mule. He's her lab rat.
That's good, dude. Dude, at 7 Qs, Casey is Will Smith from I Am Legend, and Ari's the dog.
Bro, at 8 Qs, Casey's the leader of the new cat order and they control the world.
Yeah, Casey's the chancellor of the fucking universe, and Ari's her like #1 slave.
Okay, so at 9 Qs, that she's the Dr. Mangala, and I'm just the lowly experiment.
Oh, you're the sex slave, bro. Like yeah.
What? I'm not the
No,
experimental slave. I'm the sex slave. Okay.
you're the experimental sex slave.
Dude, at
Oh.
10 Qs, Ari's in the Holocaust getting his like stomach ripped open by Casey.
Bye.
At 11 Qs, this just becomes how do you call it, Domation 101. And Ari's, what's her name? DeVille? Crucia DeVille?
Who?
Ooh,
Crucella DeVille?
Yeah.
Cruella DeVille.
Oh, Cruella,
Cruella
that's
DeVille. Dude, at 11 Qs, Ari's sitting in church and he puts his nose into the gift basket. Oh, not the gift basket. What's it called?
Oh, so at
The
11,
collection basket.
wait, you said 11 already? So at 12
Yeah.
Qs, I'm in the church and I'm about to receive the little circle,
The bread of
the bread of
the
Christ
circle
or
of
whatever.
actual Jesus' flesh.
Yeah, only to realize that it was just a hamburger.
So you're eating the body of Christ, which is a hamburger.
Yes.
Nice.
13 Qs, you just jumped to Ari getting his dick touched by the Pope.
Yeah, dude, Ari's in the catacombs of the Vatican just getting railed.
I've lost track
13
of where we're
Qs.
at now.
I'm just a wine bearer.
Yeah, this guy has a barrel of wine. He just carries around like a backpack everywhere.
Bro, at 20 Qs, Ari is just the mitochondria of Casey's cells.
Dude, look at her.
Dude, all of the mitochondria have Ari's face. And they like have a mouth and they talk like Ari. Like, dude, bro.
Dude, bro.
bro.
Dude, bro. I am the powerhouse of the cell.
All right. What else we got?
Do you guys want to talk about Daddy Biden's stimmy?
Oh yeah, bro. He hit us with the stimmy.
When did that happen?
This past
$1,400.
weekend, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he signed it on Thursday, but you know what's more interesting to me, and this is suspect. This a little bit goes off of the stimmy. It's the fact that it's been 50 days this guy has been in office. He has not held a single press conference yet. Someone
Wait.
does not want him to answer questions.
Oh yeah, because of that. There's a clip too where he was like, "I'm ready to answer questions, guys," and then it just cuts. Like,
That was so sus, bro.
And
Like,
the only question anybody has is like, "Yo, what happened?" Like, "Yo, bro, weren't you gonna answer questions?" Yeah. All right, I'm done. Bye.
like, dude, I want to hear this guy answer something. Like, even if he says some stupid stuff, I just want to hear him say something. Like, let us know what's going on, dog.
Dude, you know what's funny? You know that bill that they passed? There was I was reading it a little bit. I don't know why. And there was something about like there was something about horse racing integrity, right? There was just like re-navigating like offices and stuff. Like there's just like random shit in there that like nobody knows. You know what I mean? Like there's it's just ridiculous.
oh, you're
Like
talking
some
about
of it's
like,
not the stimmy.
yeah,
Like what's
it's like
it's
gender
other shit
studies
too.
in Pakistan or Iraq
Yeah,
or
but
something.
that's like the ones that are famous. Like I saw horse racing integrity, and they were like, "What the fuck? What does that
Yeah,
even
dude, because people
mean?"
be doping horses, bro. People are doping horses.
Yeah,
Trying
but
to-
like, what the fuck are you doing writing that into the COVID-19 bill? Like, what
Oh,
the
God.
fuck?
Dude, listen.
Like,
This
It's
is
let's talk about
released.
horse
this is
racing,
how their
guys.
brains work. Okay, like let's lump everything we want to into one bill so that no one is able to read it, and then there's no way on earth our people will know
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Dude, that
No, I
shit's
think there's a
6,000
hypothesis.
pages, bro.
There's a hypothesis that the elite society of horse breeders and racers are the true cause for coronavirus. I think the Chinese are hoping that too. That's where it started. Horse racing.
And
Yeah,
now
bro.
we've dove into the conspiracy theory realm. Come back next week with Max introducing more conspiracy theories.
I'm not
Yeah.
for conspiracy theories.
At 30 Qs, Max is the leader of QAnon.
But Max actually is a racehorse.
Lucky strike.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but how do you guys feel about this Timmy? What would you do with the money?
Bro.
I mean,
I mean,
I'm not in
obviously at this
America,
point,
so I'm not gonna take it.
investing it into horse racing, right? I mean, shit, we know that shit has integrity now.
You're not gonna invest in the stock market. That's gonna start rallying with the influx of more cash now.
Yeah, bro, let me just invest in Tesla and Dogecoin.
But
see what happens.
so it could get blocked by Robinhood and all these stock companies when you hit big.
Oh yeah,
What's the
dude.
point of that?
I'll be
They
like
just
Mark
showed that the stock
Cuban.
market is rigged, so it's like, why the fuck?
What's that
I'm not gonna play
stupid
that
app?
shit.
Like, let me invest your pennies for you.
Well, that's why, Aaron, you gotta use reputable traders. If you use TD Ameritrade, they will not block you unless
know what
the
the only
market
trader I
worth it.
trust?
gets locked.
There's only one trader I trust, and that's the Trader Joe's. That's
Oh,
where
I
I'm
thought
putting
you were
my
gonna
money.
I thought you were gonna say Benedict Arnold.
Keep in mind, he's saying that after he bought a pizza that was supposed to be frozen and was completely thawed out, and then made him shit his pants.
Yeah, dude.
Wait, this dude ate a thawed pizza.
Dude, yeah, he
It
ate
said
it.
it was supposed to be frozen on the box, but when I took it out the box, it was almost room temperature. I was supposed to put it in the oven. I got it like that from the store.
I'm telling you, bro, he fucked up.
Approximately 30 minutes later, I went through maybe 3 pairs of underwear. You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
you almost gave yourself like colon cancer, dude.
Just straight up, bro. This guy's playing dangerous games, man, with his stomach.
Bro, my home's value went down significantly after this night. Like, I lost equity.
The plumbing
Dude, this guy lost entropy.
suffered, is what you're saying. You're saying there might be a hole somewhere in the plumbing from how acidic it was.
Yo, have I already mentioned, Aaron? You know that Heinz came out with a new sauce? It's called Crunch. It's ketchup and ranch, bro. It's called
That's
Crunch.
disgusting.
It's so bad.
Yeah,
Who thought of that?
it sounds
I want
pretty
to talk
gross.
about
And this comes
cancer in a bottle.
from a person
thought
who
that
likes
was a good
ranch. I like ranch. I like ketchup, but I would never mix the two together.
They're trying to come
Somebody
out with
needs
a
to
new
put their
Thousand
balls in
Island.
that guy's face.
Yo, so what else did Biden do this week, right? Didn't he ban private gun sales?
I don't know what he
Well,
banned. I saw some chick I follow. She posted something that apparently, like, this is what she posted. Like, nothing to do with me. I'm not giving away this person's like information. I didn't read into it, but she posted that apparently Joe Biden condemned violence against Asian Americans. She
Oh yeah, no,
posted
he did.
Asian.
That he did. He basically was saying that like there's a spike in like people like attacking Asian Americans because of COVID.
You know why that is, right? It happened out here in fucking in the Bay Area.
Because they're trying to see if they could defend themselves without a weapon. You know what I mean? Like, wah! They're trying to,
You're saying
Trying
get
to
out,
see.
get out your grandfather's black belt real quick.
exactly, dude.
I'm saying
Oh,
everybody gotta go to the MMA gyms. We're gonna go self-defense. Self-defense. or whoop some ass.
Or just go to the Trader Joe's, man, and just tear some ass or splatter some ass up, bro. I'm fucking safe.
Yeah, well, what was the other thing you said? Ban. I don't think he signed that bill into law yet that bans private gun sales because I think that one just passed the House. I think that version has not passed yet through the Senate. But
oh yeah.
I think I heard something
Well,
about that too.
he already signed off on it, and the House signed off on it, so it's going to the
Dude,
Senate.
What does that mean?
Can't you just gift somebody the firearm instead of
No,
selling it?
That's what they're banning now.
It's
They're
the
literally
same
banning that.
thing. A sale and like a gift is like under the same category.
Well, what does that mean about the gift and sale? That means you can't get it from like a personal person, like buying a
Yes,
car from
like
somebody.
me
You have
to
to get it from
you.
the shop.
Me to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, like Ari can't
So-
sell it to you. Only a federally licensed firearms dealer would be able to sell you a weapon, and your family member can't pass you down a gun.
And then on
Yo.
top of that, they're giving the government and lawmakers unlimited power to how long they can like delay you being able to buy a gun. So like you could wait like 3 months, 6 months, a year. Like they could change it to whatever they want.
Yeah.
Yo, what if I like lose the gun and then it ends up in your possession,
Oh,
and then you
You can get in
and then you
trouble.
pay me?
yeah, you can get in. You
Yeah,
can
but
get
you
in
need
mad
paperwork.
trouble.
It has to be registered.
Yeah, it's all registered. The only way you,
all
go
it's gonna
around
be,
this.
though, is that there's gonna be like a government. It's gonna just be like now you're pretty much gonna be paying fees, like when you get a title transfer at the DMV.
Yeah, but
You probably could sell it. You're gonna just have to go through a government office, and then they're having to create a whole amenity now for you to be able to sell your weapon with a fucking like title, as if you're buying a car. So then you can go to the place, get it registered under your name. Soon you're also probably gonna be paying every year like a car to own a gun. Like, okay, yeah, you have to pay $50 a year to own your gun.
That's why I'm a big believer in you build a weapon, you build your own, and the government never knows about it. That's
Yeah,
how it
there's
goes.
ways around it. All you got to do is buy all the necessary parts, and then I guess there's only one part that you have to like 3D print, and then that's it.
You don't even have to 3D print it if you buy all the parts from a proper state. You can just go to a state where it's
I just want to put it out there,
and you're
that this
legal to
podcast
build
is
it.
Not promoting ghost weapons.
Oh no, not at
We're
all.
using the system.
Not at
Yeah,
all.
we're not.
We are not for the sake of
I'm
this.
not for it at all.
We're
I'm
not for it. I'm not
Just
for it
give
either.
them to your 8-year-old children.
I would much rather live in a state that believed in individuals' rights to protect themselves so that they did not need to go to that extent to get a firearm. That's what I think. That's what I would much rather see. Texas, here we go, baby.
Pretty sad because we actually have to discuss this in this modern day and age when America was founded upon the right to bear arms.
Some people think you don't have a right to defend yourself with a firearm.
I mean, the common opinion is basically like, what's the point of guns? That's what people are trying to get at.
Uh, I mean, see, I've always heard that argument, but I don't understand. I just don't understand. Like, a bad person will get his hands on a weapon any day of the week. Like, you know what I mean? Whether it's a machete, whether it's a gun, like, they'll find a way to go get it. There's plenty of ways and black
Right.
markets for people to get them.
Yeah, they don't
Like,
care about the law.
exactly. So the only person who's getting fucked up is you, who has to call the cops and has to wait for God knows how long, like 5, 10, 15 minutes to defend yourself. And I mean, in all reality, like, you're probably gonna die / get robbed by then. The person's gonna leave. The cops are gonna come and they're just gonna, you know, help you lick up the wounds and not do anything about it. You know what I mean? They're gonna
Well,
go try
actually,
and get you
yeah,
after.
no, hold your horses there, Buster. Like the cops, that's not their job. They have to call the paramedics. So you got to wait an additional 10 to 15 minutes before you're even treated to. And by that time, you're dead.
Exactly. Cops are not even like the cops don't even. Some cops don't even have CPR. Like they need to get. You know what I mean? Like there's so
No,
much
you
shit
can't do that anymore.
they need that they need to get their shit together because law-abiding citizens are suffering from that, not the criminals. Criminals
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, I mean, the criminals simply just don't care.
Yeah. Like I remember seeing this one video of this guy who was like who was making cartel weapons, and he was basically like smelting a bunch of iron, making guns, like making all the parts himself, and like making them clean, no serial number, nothing. Like that's scary. That's like
It's called being a gunsmith.
yeah, but the cartels have a gunsmith, bro. Like,
Of course they do. They're cartels. They have personal chefs too. They do whatever they want.
they have the personal cocaine.
Yeah, dude. They have the cocaine smiths.
Dude, the other day I actually learned that the Nazis were big druggies. They liked the cocaine.
Yeah, they would take like a certain drug to stay awake.
Yeah, and apparently that's what ruined them at the end, right? Because I was reading on this one history page where Britain was one of the attacks Britain was doing, the air attacks the Allied forces were doing over Berlin. They were trying to hit a factory that was making missiles, but because they were attacking at night, they really couldn't see anything. They hit the factory that was making that drug, and basically in one day destroyed the entire supply, all of their like recipes for that drug, anything. And so within like couple weeks, all of their air forces, all of their people all of their soldiers who were taking this drug became extremely violent and started having withdrawals because that drug was basically a variant of crystal meth.
Nice. What was it called? Wasn't it called like
Here,
so with like a P?
yeah, I think it's something with a P. Let's see.
I know the American soldiers used to take speed. I don't know if they do that anymore.
You're talking about in Vietnam?
No, in World War II, they took speed to stay awake.
Yeah, in Nam they took heroin to deal with all the stress.
Yeah, but that wasn't given to them by the government. That wasn't given to them by the government. That's what they were taking from the fields, from the
speed?
people.
Oh, you're talking about opium. Okay.
Yeah, they're like a lot of them came back addicted to opium.
Well, yeah, bro.
Yeah,
they
dude.
picked
It's
up on the natives.
It's like Jack Black from Tropic Thunder.
Jack Black from what is it, House of Rock or something?
It's School of Rock.
Or School Rock, that's it. I was getting what is it? Schoolhouse Rock and,
yeah, the sorry to interrupt, the drug, it was called Pervitin. Pervitin. Yeah, Pervitin.
Dude, Ari takes Pervitin every morning and then looks out the window holding Casey.
You must be a crazy person to take crystal meth in the morning.
I mean, if your morning is 5 p.m., then maybe it's not so crazy.
Well, if you think it depends, bro. If it's like the wake and bake for you, bro, I don't know. Like, could you imagine a wake and bake with meth?
I guess so. Like, I want some fried eggs, you know?
Yeah, you want some
yeah.
Friday eggs? You take some crystal meth. You forget all about the eggs, brother. You don't need no
Nah,
breakfast.
dude, you take some crystal meth and you just start shoving raw eggs down your throat, just shell and all.
Dude, that's the real breakfast of champions right there.
Yeah, it is, dude. It's like
That's
a
a-
sandwich. It's a gooey sandwich.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger style.
Isn't that Sylvester Stallone style, Rocky?
Yeah, dude. It's Rocky. Like, give myself fucking stomach disease before the fucking fight.
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Where did this man Max go, bro?
Oh, he's going AWOL.
He's missing that good content.
See, this is what's going on. I think he's just putting another hole in his plumbing. So
It's either that. It's either that or he's eating another lukewarm pizza.
Yo,
Dude,
but like
that's-
on a real note, like you guys do agree that like if you see a pizza in a store that says keep frozen and you take it and it's not frozen, you're not buying that pizza.
I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, where did he grab it from? Because if he's grabbing it from a freezer and it's lukewarm, then it's like there's a lot of questions rising up there. You know,
It could have been that someone ordered it and returned it, or like someone just bought it and literally came back with it like within 10 minutes. Like could have already thought out if they put it in, like walked around the store, just put it back. They could have simply just put it back there. But it might have very well got bad before that. Hashtag temperature danger zone. Strange
unless
danger.
he decided to fucking stop and fill up his diesel truck, and it took like half an hour to fucking get both tanks filled up.
That too. Fucking stop it like a pump from 1967. That's why
Dude,
it took so long.
it takes forever for me to pump my gas.
A guy with a piece of straw walks out of the gas station like, "What you need? You lost there, fella?" And then he takes you out in the back and kills you.
Nah, bro, he's so southern. He's just gonna pull out the Glock and just be like
Pull
right
out the
there.
glizzy. Hit you with the glizzy, my man.
Yeah. Aaron, since you're not in the States right now, what would you have done with your stimmy if you were in the States?
I would just invest in myself. Hashtag invest in yourself, King 2021.
What does that even mean? Like, treat yourself to like a nice meal at a restaurant? What?
Nah, dude. We're talking about like, it's either going to something that I need for my future. So like, car. Yeah, like it would be like gear or like maybe, car stuff.
or lessons?
Yeah, something like that. Like
Or
I don't
buying
need
a
to
microphone?
bro, I don't want to do stocks right now. You know why? Because like I don't have the mind for it or the patience, and also like all the money that I could use for stocks, I should probably use for myself. Because that means I'll get more money if I'm using my money on myself. I'll get more money in the future, and then I'll be able to use it for stocks.
See, like that's a good like way of thinking about it, but at the end of the day, the thing about stocks is like you don't even have to be so picky. Like the more picky you get, the more likely you are to like have like losses, right? Because at the end of the day, all you really need to do is just invest in a ETF like that follows like an index. It has a lot of like stocks from like a
Index
single
funds.
yeah, yeah, you want to follow like take an ETF that follows an index fund, and those grow on average, including bad years and good years, around 8 to 9%. And so, like, let's say you just put like a tiny fraction of your income every month in there, and just save it. By the time you retire, you will just have like a nice little bonus too. Like you can open like in a retirement type account. You don't even have to have it in like a day trading account. That's the nice part. So like you might want to think about it because it is a way of investing in your future as well. Right? It's not something you'll see immediate benefits from, but it's definitely something that 40 years down the line you'd be like, damn, I'm glad I started this in my 20s and not like waited till I was 30 plus. Because
I mean,
that
how do
should
you know you're gonna make it to 30?
you don't,
Like,
but you
we
don't, but we all hope so.
don't now.
Oh,
Like the
dude, you
fuck.
gotta fix your connection, my man.
Oh, I think. Who, me?
Yeah, you're lagging.
It's like,
Hold
But
on,
yeah,
why is
dude, this dude's treating it like a 401k.
it doesn't
Where
have to be or IRA. Yeah, you can have your own IRA. You don't 401k has to come from a company.
yeah, I guess you can roll it
dude,
over
no,
to
like
an
what
IRA.
I'm saying is like, like if your stock takes like 15 years, like before you actually get a good chunk of money, how do you know you're gonna even be alive to collect that?
You
Like, so
don't.
what I'm saying is like invest in yourself today and like, put your money into yourself instead of like using it for stocks.
But
Because like you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
yeah, but statistically, we're talking statistically right now, right? Let's leave like all like that. As much as like it's important to live today, statistically speaking, you're likely to make it past 30, you're likely to make it past 40 and past 50. Unless you're likely probability wise most people make it to that age. That now you could be in the fraction of people who don't, right? No one is saying that that is the case. But that's why I'm saying you don't put a lot of your money there. You put a fraction of your check, a little bit, like how much you save. You should probably take as much of what you save and put a little bit of it into something that grows faster than your bank account, right? Because let's say right now you have money sitting in your bank account. How much does it earn? It doesn't earn any percent, but inflation every single day happens. It's a thing. And your money basically becomes less and less valuable every year that it sits in the bank. Every year it's sitting and not doing something, and it's not working, it's becoming less valuable. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't like to become poorer with every single day that goes on. That's just the way I think about it, and it's like kind of a way to hedge some of your money against inflation. Even though like
You're in the richest country in the history of the fucking universe. Well, no, not I don't know. I think maybe Rome was richer. But like you're in the richest country, like, you know, in recent memory, and you're trying to get richer, but like even if you didn't invest anything in any stocks and your money sat in your bank your whole life, you're still richer than like most of the world. So I mean, it depends what you mean by rich.
I'm not talking about being rich now. I'm just saying maintaining
Or
your buying
making
power.
money, or
It's
the
maintaining your
money
buying
not working.
power.
But you said that you're getting poorer every time you don't like
Yeah, you
make your
are.
money work.
That's a fact. You are becoming poorer with every single day that your money sits in a bank account. It does
Right,
not
but you
earn.
being poor is still richer than most of the world, so does it
Sure, but
actually matter?
that depends on what you value it to be. It does because I did not come this far to go back down.
Back down.
My parents have worked hard enough for me to make it to a certain point and for me to start from a certain point, and I'm intending on utilizing as many of the privileges that I got in life, as much as those are, to get further so that I can provide my kids a further starting point from where I was at. And that's, I feel like, the goal of a lot of people. Now, it could not be like your goal. That's okay. It's not everybody's goal. But I think a lot of people want to have a better life for their next of kin. I'm one of them. I'm not trying to give them a worse life, especially if I want to have a lot of kids. I want to. Kids cost money, bro. Even if you're not trying to live lavish.
Living life lavish. It's like that song in 2K that got stuck in my head.
How'd it go?
Living life lavish.
Is Max not coming back?
He said he was coming back,
Mm.
but he didn't specify when. Oh, it's called Presidential by Birdman and Jackie's.
Is that from a 2K that I have not played?
Wait, no, it's
That's
not.
how we get copyrighted. Instant copyright.
Wait, no, it's not by Birdman. Oh, whatever. But let's see.
I don't know, man. I think a better investment is investing in yourself. Think about it, like you learn a trade or something like that. You're making way more money doing that than putting like 5 cents in your stocks every month and working a shitty job. Like let's say I want to do stocks and I don't want to work on myself. So I'm a McDonald's guy and I have the same job for 20 years, but I invest in stocks. You know what I mean? So what?
Do you want to hear a story?
what I
There
mean?
was this UPS worker who was a career worker at UPS. Never earned more than $30,000-$40,000, but he bought shares of UPS. He retired with $70 million. My point is, it's not even about that. It's
70 million. That's gonna be something shady with that, bro.
no, as the company grew, you think about it. If he started with UPS 40 years ago, that
Oh,
share
okay.
that share cost very little, and today it costs a lot. And I'm saying,
Okay, so that's just
but I'm saying it's no; those things are not mutually exclusive, regardless of that case, right? That case is a very special case that cannot happen to everybody, and I very much
yeah.
well recognize it. I'm saying the things that you just described are not mutually exclusive. You can work both on yourself and invest at the same time in your future. And I feel like those are not mutually exclusive because you could be going to school, working,
It's
and
according to
putting a
your
certain
budget. It's
yeah.
according to your budget.
And again, you might have to live life a little frugally, and there's people who don't like to live life frugally in a frugal way. There's people who make 100 grand a year and love blowing that entire 100 grand a year. And if that's your choice, that's your choice. Live it like you want it. You earned the money. It's your money. I'm just saying.
But you
They're
don't
not
level up. You don't level up by staying in the same place.
exactly, which is why you have to keep constantly investing both in your future and in yourself, are not mutually exclusive.
No, investing in yourself is investing in the future, bro.
Those are like I'm
It's your
saying.
future.
Like I'm saying. But in my eyes, investing in the stock market is also investing in yourself because you're investing in your future self.
How you can't affect the stock market.
You're not affecting the stock market. You're simply putting
Correct,
money
because you
there.
can't.
You're putting money there simply to grow at a rate
Yeah.
that is historically better than a lot of other investments. And if you want to do a brainless investment that allows you to work, that's actually one of the investments that is a brainless investment that you can do while doing other things and studying and getting other skills because you don't have to watch it. You don't have to follow it all the time. You don't have to follow the news. That's the best part. If you are entering the market every week with a certain or every month with a certain amount of money, what's going to happen to your account overall is going to be net cost averaging. You're basically going to be buying in on some weeks super low, some weeks super high, and on average, historically, you'll be averaging out somewhere. And that money will compound, it will keep increasing. That's the beauty of the stock market. You want to earn compound interest. It's with little work. You don't have to research. That's my point. Is you could.
But that's the point. That I'm saying, working on yourself, it requires work. The stock market is just an easy way to get money. Let me just throw money into an account every month and not think about it.
Because that account
That's
doesn't earn any interest. If you put it in a stock market, it earns interest. Again, it doesn't.
dude. That's not like that's. You
That's
just said it's like easy, right? You just said it. It's easy.
It is. It's not. It's not difficult to go literally find
Okay,
the VU ETF, the SPY ETF. Those there's a couple other
so
ETFs.
so hold on. What's easier? Okay, are you ready? Putting $500 each month or whatever, how much money into some stocks, or taking some class to like give you a skill and then you monetizing your skill.
You can do both simultaneously is what I'm saying. Unless you don't have the money, unless your budget literally does says you have to choose between one or the other, it is obviously you're going to choose the one that's going to grow you. And I don't disagree with you on that. But at a certain point in life, you're going to reach a point where your budget will allow you to do both the furthering of your skills and your career and your abilities and
That's what I was
investing in
saying at the
future self.
beginning, bro. I was just
Okay,
saying that at the beginning.
you're just saying so like at the beginning, yeah, of course. If someone's starting right now from like high school, this is the thing that we would recommend. Of course, go get a skill, but then now when you're working at this trade, obviously try to get better, see what other trades you can learn. But as you are already working, save some of that money. You'll have a bigger budget.
I don't know. I would say like open your own business. You know what I mean? Like do stuff like that. Brand yourself, become your own like face of your company.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately,
then what?
sorry, finish your point because I was gonna say like it's a very fortunate dream I think everybody wants, but it's the reality is the sad reality that most small businesses fail
Most
within
people
the
don't
first.
believe in themselves. That's why.
That is also true, but even the people who believe in themselves, a lot of businesses fail within the first
It
year.
doesn't, but somebody who doesn't care about failure and believes in themselves, and they keep saying, "Okay, I failed here, but I'm gonna try this next." Like it's not a failure. It's like not a failure for them. It's like a learning experience.
Right. I'm not
It
saying
just
that
depends.
I'm not saying that you have to take it as a failure. Again, I'm just mentioning a fact, right? I'm literally not arguing about the fact that a lot like most successful businesses
Wait, we're
start from the fact
arguing
of
here.
failing. No. We're talking. I'm just saying like I'm like my point is not that like it's impossible to learn from that failure that happens within the first year and then to grow and start another business maybe in 5 years that will be successful. And that's actually what happens with a lot of like the best businesses. They fail at first, right? Like, but it's still the reality that most people will get discouraged by that. Like it's a fact of life. People are gonna get discouraged by that. People are gonna put a little bit too much money into their first business and lose a lot, lose it all, and then want
So
to
what's
start a
stopping them
family.
with doing that with stocks?
Um, Nothing. And again, like that's where you have to be rational. You have to. There's nothing to stop you. If you're an irrational human being, then God needs to be with you, man. Like it's difficult. We human beings are irrational beings, but we try to be rational. And I think in trying to be rational, you can do a lot of good. Like you might be failing at being rational a lot of times, but trying to be rational is the
I don't
goal.
know if you need to try to be rational. I
It's
think
difficult.
if you're irrational sometimes and rational sometimes, it's just the balance.
There's a golden mean. That's Aristotle's golden mean, baby.
Golden white.
Golden mean. It's like even back from Greece, back to like Greek philosophy, real quick. Aristotle like thought of the idea of the golden mean, that there's always a perfect medium from every between everything. He talked about like both in terms of substances, both in terms of like emotions, both in terms of rationality and how you live your life. Like there's a golden mean to everything. Like a person who is too extreme to any way is basically blocking certain experiences from themselves and kind of not like like limiting them in a certain way.
Yeah, well, I mean, what was it? Isaac Newton died a virgin, but did some crazy shit.
Same did Nicholas Tesla or Nikola Tesla.
What about Stephen Hawkins?
Dude, he has children.
No, I know, but you said Nikola, like Nicholas Tesla, like you messed
Oh,
up the names, huh? Like Stephen Hawkins.
Tony Hawkins.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
See, the reason Newton died a virgin is because he developed calculus. That's why all the bitches already knew this is bad.
yeah, but like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like they blocked the like experience of losing their life source and their life energy by like keeping it inside their balls and doing math.
Or they couldn't find any woman to take that life energy away from them.
Nah, bro, they were just so focused on their shit that they didn't like look around.
Well, you know why, right? Most of those people that are geniuses, they're typically very. That's again the same thing. It's like people with incredibly high intelligence quotients are typically people who have very low emotional quotients, and they usually have trouble with.
That's a very stupid generalization.
It's not a stupid generalization.
Yes, it is.
It's a medical fact when you read when you look
No, it's
into the
not.
people. Okay,
You
when you
can't
look into
measure you can't measure emotional intelligence.
you can't measure emotional intelligence, but you can
You
definitely
can barely measure what's it called? IQ you can barely measure because it's
you
not even
can
accurate.
you can measure IQ, and but it could be affected by the people who write the test, and that is very true. But EQ is something that you're right, it's difficult to measure, but it is very easy to see when an individual is has trouble understanding social cues and participating and being part of a social group, right? It's very easy.
That doesn't have to
And
do
those
with
things
intelligence.
and that doesn't have to do with intelligence quotient. It has to do with
No, it
emotion.
doesn't.
Okay, this is where psychologists disagree with you.
And it's like, okay, which psychologists?
Many psychologists. I don't can't have them off the top of my head, but
Oh, okay.
I'll send you links later. I don't. I do. Should I do? Should I look him up?
Dude, looking at somebody's reaction or looking at their body language doesn't require intelligence.
It it requires
No, it doesn't.
emotion. Oh, it requires. Okay.
So
Okay. That's your opinion.
you
That's
guys
my
agree to
opinion.
disagree?
Yes, because
Uh,
the thing is, I wanted to mention about
to
emotional
watch how
intelligence
people
too.
act doesn't. What? Okay.
The thing about emotional intelligence too is that it can be developed. It's one of those things. Whereas IQ is believed to be limited as far as we know about it, which we don't know much. Uh, Emotional intelligence is one of those things that we do know that it grows, that you can grow, and you can. There's therapy for people out there that does that. Cognitive behavioral therapy that helps with certain behavioral issues that rise from having like
Behaviors are just symptoms of a deeper problem, bro.
okay.
I mean, Aaron has a point though.
There could be. I'm not disagreeing.
What do you mean it could be?
But that's not always the
So what do you
case.
do? Do you treat the symptom or do you treat the problem?
You treat the problem, and that's
Okay,
what
and
cognitive
so the
behavioral
problem
therapy
isn't.
is.
No,
That
that's behavioral therapy. Behavior is a symptom of something else. So if you're
cognitive
doing
behavioral therapy, it focuses between your cognition and behavior. It's not just behavioral therapy. It's a combination of your cognitive cognitive methods, which are your processes in your head and the way certain things work. And you could be right that there could be a short somewhere in the brain. There could be a short
I didn't
wire.
say short, it's just
Well,
more like it's not that. It's like I don't know, you'd have to give me a specific problem, you know what I mean? Like if
like
somebody's
ADHD
antisocial,
or
yeah,
antisocial, yeah.
yeah. ADHD, that one's hard because everybody says they have it, so I'm not gonna touch that one.
Good one.
That's
But
true.
antisocial behavior, yeah, it's a good one. There's cognitive behavioral therapy that is involved depending on the issues that are being found out because they can look in brain scans, they can see like what areas of your brain are activated during certain activities, and they can definitely figure out, okay, like do we need to give this guy a medication, which is obviously not the best route, as we know that's literally only 40% effective so far, at least with what we have.
Yeah,
or
because
they
it's
can,
only treating the symptom.
or they can have like cognitive behavioral therapy is the only thing that has had like decent enough success rate. 60-70% success rate in terms of psychology is quite huge. Now it's not 100% because we don't understand the human psyche all the way, but it's definitely a progress towards the right direction. If it helps so many people, then it has to be a progress towards the right direction, right? If it didn't help, then I would agree with you, we should throw it away. Just like I think medications, like they help in certain scenarios, but in others they're very, very harmful.
Question. Did sawing people's legs off in the Civil War help people?
Yeah, they actually
Did
prevented
it
their infections.
necessarily, okay, did it necessarily mean that they couldn't, just take the what is it called, the little metal ball out of your leg instead of cutting your whole leg off?
No, because actually, you know what happened there, right? You know what would happen because
Yeah,
people would
dude,
lay.
they would like shave and like shave their pubes and let it fall into the fucking wound, basically.
Bro, it's not even like that. It's the fact that people back then, like, could you imagine you're in a field? This is literally what would happen. You fought all day, fought a couple hours. You're laying on the ground, right, next to other people who are dead for a couple hours. There's
You're
animals,
playing dead.
there's people, there's animals all over animals all over your legs, small insects, everything. Like you could get a lot of infections. Yeah, that saved a lot of lives, the fact that they chopped their freaking limbs. It's like, was it the right way? Obviously not, but that was the
Absolutely.
best. That was the best they
But
had.
looking exactly, so like it's the best we got right now, but like maybe there's something better.
I don't disagree with you. I think there is something better. It's called psilocybin. Psilocybin is working on a lot of conditions that that we don't even know how to explain yet, like PTSD, like the experimentations they're doing now with PTSD, and seeing that people don't have those like shots. Like they don't get sent back. They don't get sent back to the place that caused their trauma, especially that's very common with like war veterans. Like psilocybin helps them, like as far as I've read so far, and like there's many studies that are being done now on this, so we will see what happens, but maybe that is the route, the proper route. I don't disagree with you. We don't know shit. We only know
Yeah.
what we know.
Well, the only thing you really know is yourself. And like when you kind of like understand yourself or try to attempt to, and you try to figure out who you are, you can like also figure out how other people work because we're all humans, we all operate on the same or on a similar level.
And yet so different, on a similar but yet so different. Every human being is a world in its own. Like everybody perceives everything differently. Like the way I perceive the world around me, like could be entirely different from the way you perceive the world around you, even though we're
Yeah.
humans. That's the beauty of psychology. That's why psychology is super difficult.
I don't know. I don't think so, man.
I think it's, dude, I think it is. It's because there's so many different types of people that I feel like categorizing them into boxes and putting them into like you have this you have
That's why
like
you
this.
don't.
Well, that's what we don't, but at the same time, that's what they do right now, right?
That's what they do. That because I mean that's if that's their job, fine. But like, you know what I mean? Like you can't do that.
I
It
agree
doesn't
with
do
you.
the person justice.
I agree with you. See, we found agreement.
Yeah,
Dude, there was no disagreement,
psychology.
dude.
Psychology is a
I don't
baby
think we understood each
science.
other.
It's like almost a little under a little over 100 years old. So like we're still learning. I mean, there's so much more to figure out and explore about our brains and the psychology of humans.
Yeah, man, like 100 years ago, I'm telling you, like this guy said that we have a syndrome of trying to fuck our mothers.
Oh, Freud.
Yeah, bro.
No, he didn't say we have a syndrome. He said there is a syndrome. And or it's not even a syndrome, it's like a complex.
Yeah,
Like that he's saying it exists. He's not saying like everybody has it. That would be creepy.
I don't remember the exact language. But yeah, I think it was something pretty creepy, but it might have not been exactly that. So I don't want to mischaracterize it.
But yeah, bro, up until psychology was even like introduced and stuff, people like still thought that, you know, a lady who had like schizophrenia was a witch.
Yeah, dude.
That it's like the
Good thing
Salem
we
witch
moved on
trials.
from that dumbass. But what?
It's like the Salem witch trials, bro. It's like you know
Yeah,
what?
put a cinder block on their ankle and throw them into the river.
Maybe it'll fix them.
No, you know what their
If they
theory
live, they're a
is.
witch. If they die, they're not a witch.
You know what their theory is now, right? Like it was like very like it's not that recent actually, but like they figured out that like some fucking strain of bacteria grew on their bread, and it was a fun guy that made people trip. And so now we don't know who was tripping, the people who thought they saw witches or the witches who were dancing. Like, but if they were all tripping balls on mushrooms,
Damn.
like on a lot of mushrooms and not aware of it, like you would for sure think there's some magic witchcraft going on, bro. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, dude. The first time I tried shrooms, I actually felt like I was under a spell, bro. I thought I saw like demons and shit at first.
Dude,
And that was good after like the first 20 minutes.
my first shrooms experience. Well, okay, the
Oh,
first
this is Ari's journal entry for the day.
so the first time I tried it was with Max when I went to go visit him. Actually, it's a
Dear
funny
God.
story. We I took like $80 and I picked up like, dude, we picked up a lot. It was like, I think it
Like
was
4 or
like,
6 packs of Modelo's.
it was like 9 or 10 grams of
Shit.
shrooms. Yeah, I mean, we didn't take 9 or 10. I think we both took 1 gram.
Dude, my first time I did 10 grams. I ate 6 grams at the beginning, and then I had 4 more like 3 hours later.
Oh, so he was in the rabbit hole, bro.
this
He was
is yeah,
Alice in Wonderland.
this is why he's
Dude,
saying he saw demons. To the audience
Bro,
at home, do not try
Dude,
this
I
at
was
home.
high for
Yeah, the
fucking 12
recommended
hours.
starting dose is, they say it's 2, and you ease into like 3.5 if the 2 isn't hitting you
Dude,
like hard enough.
You a lightweight. You're a lightweight. Dude, I saw the
No.
essence of my being inside.
Oh my god, you're killing me.
And
Yeah.
I feel like at this point we should say that we are not responsible for any brain damage that occurs from the taking of any drugs discussed in this episode.
So
Yeah,
if you define brain damage.
I'm defining brain damage as I don't know. I will like a lowering of like your normal ability. Like
your cognitive ability.
you started here, and then after shroom, you
The
here.
degradation of cognitive
bro.
ability.
Remember what we said about Aristotle? How there's like a golden mean or whatever. So it's like, yeah, maybe you get impaired in something, but something goes up too, bro.
Yeah, like
Perhaps.
Isaac Newton's chode when the apple came down and it hit his head and he got
And then it
erectile
bounced on his
dysfunction.
show.
Yeah, no, it caused him brain damage.
Dude, was his dick like a tree trunk?
Anyway, so my first experience was with Max, and honestly, we didn't really feel anything. The only thing that I could feel was when I would close my eyes, I saw like some weird jungle leaves happening. I don't know. It was like it's because I'm already an experienced tripper with LSD, but that's a different story. Anyway, when I actually took shrooms, it was with 2 girls, and I took, I think, 2.5 or 3, and that's when it hit me. I had mad hallucinations, And like the two girls I was with, one, it didn't even hit. I guess like, I don't know, maybe her body just was rejecting it, or she was fighting it or whatever. Because, you know, that's what happens sometimes on people's first time with certain psychedelics. Their brain or their consciousness kind of like fights it. So like it's just like a dud, essentially. The other one was having like a bad trip. And she was like, I want this to end. And then I'm just like, I was just chilling, like walking around. Everything looked like a Mario world. And yeah, I kind of had like an ego death. And I looked at
in Mario World, Ari.
I was in Mario World and I had an ego death.
You had an ego death in Mario World, bro.
Yeah, no, because like I would look at a girl.
Yoshi.
I would look at a girl and like she didn't even look. She in my mind, in my comprehension, like she was not a girl, and she wasn't pretty, like as she was before. She was like just a creature, and like she looked kind of ugly. Like it was just like some primitive.
Dude, my boy turned into a small dog for a second. Like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? Like, Max, I'm talking about my shroom trip with the two girls. And yeah, that night it was like 1 a.m. or something. And I had work the next day. I had to wake up at like 5. So I ended up driving home, tripping balls, dude, like a 45-minute drive. Like, dude, I saw the heavens when I was driving down the highway. Like, it was the worst decision of my life, and I actually regret it.
Saw like a white flash.
Dude, that's all I saw.
Just
like
driving down the highway.
All I saw was, I guess it was because of the street lamps and shit. Like all I saw was just light and then like just a little road in front of me. And yeah, at some point it was like 1 a.m. so there was no one on the street, but then there was like someone coming up to me on the highway, and I was like trying to go as straight as possible so I don't hit this person. Yeah, I ended up getting home. It was the funniest shit. Like anyone who dabbled in psychedelics, if they just saw me on the street driving by, they would know, because it's just some dude in like a 2002 Ford Focus with the window all the way rolled down, blasting music at like 1:30 a.m., like driving like a zombie. Man, it was a great experience. Yeah, I ended up getting home, going to the bathroom, looking myself in the mirror, not recognizing myself, just like.
So you went home to go to sleep, and then you're like, yo, look, it's me.
No, but that's the thing. Like I didn't recognize it was me. And then I ended up getting sick and throwing up all the shrooms. And that's when I realized that the shrooms I got were, the guy didn't clean them correctly. So I basically ate shit. So my body like rejected them, and it was like all black and disgusting, and it burned my stomach. And I mean, it made me trip hard.
You should have just kept it down, man. You got to commit.
No, because then I wouldn't have been able to sleep.
Hey, just
you were able to fall asleep after you puked it out.
Like I puked it out, and within like 10-15 minutes I was able to fall asleep. But like until then I was just laying in bed like fucking tripping the fuck out.
Like Pickle Rick just laying there on the workbench, just like yeah.
I mean, some people or the girls thought that I had a bad trip based on my experience, but honestly, it was all right. Like, it was just, it caught me off guard, because like the funniest shit, like I was like telling them that I had to go home, and they turned towards me. They're like, "Are you sure you're able to drive?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" We hop in the car. They're like, "All right, we're just gonna, be in the back seat with you, make sure that you're all right, test that you could drive." I was literally going around in their neighborhood, and they're like, "Well, you're able to drive, but you're driving really slow. And I'm like, I was telling them, I'm like, I don't even know where the fuck I am. They're like, are you serious? Like, I was right next to their house, bro, driving like a grandma, and I couldn't even see what was going on, bro. I was basically blind.
Bro, I'm telling you, Ari was driving down that highway, and at one point he for sure saw like "Stairway to Heaven," bro, and like Led Zeppelin just playing like all the way at the top.
Oh, for real. I mean, like in the moment, I was completely fearless, you know, because that's how it is. But looking back on it, like that's scary as fuck. Like I regret doing that. Like I should have not been on the road tripping
Right, dude,
like I was at the
bro.
peak. I was
Dude,
peaking, bro.
John Bottom's at the top of the stairs, just drumming his life away, and Ari's like slowly ascending the stairs, just floating up.
It's like that one scene from Tom and Jerry, bro, where like Tom just goes up the golden stairs.
Like this?
Oh, this nice. Of course. But yeah, I mean, it was an experience. I think I'll end up doing it again just with other people because I feel like the people I was with, they just were like getting psyched out. And
That
You were
sounds
not
you
in the right
do
environment.
drugs with a bunch of lamos.
yeah, they were pretty lame.
Yeah, it just sounds like you were in a bad environment, homie.
Yeah, I mean, hey, dude, I was going insane. That's what I was telling them. Like, I'm going fucking insane, and they're
That
like
exact
tripping out.
voice.
Like, I think I made it worse because the way I was acting, but I was just having fun with it. So,
All right. So on that note, how do we feel, boys?
all right. So this was the Sticky and Stone podcast, which with the crew, the Sticky and Stone boys. None of us are actually stoned right now, unfortunately. But hey, whatever.
I was like a couple hours ago.
Didn't you just wake up though?
Yeah.
Of course, wake and bake. Anyway, we'll catch you next week on the next episode.